at what point do you determine that you need in-house resources to help you with marketing? Right now, we're still using a hybrid of consultants and also, a bit of us as the founders to do the marketing. But at what point do you get a full-time dedicated marketer to help us out?
I'd say in the FMCG space, it makes sense to have a digital team or a marketing team if you want to do your own direct consumer channels. Yeah, so where it's like maybe you want better margins, and that means you're able to control that. So in such a situation, it would make sense to have a team in-house. But if you're still going for a distributor type model, then it's always good to collaborate with your distributors. And then additionally, the kind of resources that you might need would probably be things like category managers. So for example, if you're coming up with a new product, you have people they have the pulse on the ground. They can observe, they see maybe why customers are picking a certain brand of another brand. Maybe if something is placed on shelf number 2 is selling better than shelf number 1, because maybe there's a perception that shelf number 1 is expensive. So things like that. So maybe working with category managers. But if you want to have your own direct consumer channels, then it might make sense to collaborate.
So I'm going back to the whole thing I said earlier of just, the insight, iterate, and invest, which is essentially just that if the current setup you have, where you have consultants and then a little bit of in-house, is solving today's problem, maintain. That's not the problem to solve. Let's move on to the problem that does need solving. If it's not going to, like right now, where sales have plateaued, if the increase that's possible is not going to get you to a point where you can afford a full house team. So if we look at it like if you do max out completely, are you able to afford a full in-house team? If not, then maintain the consultancy structure. You'd rather put that money, my general belief, you'd rather put that into marketing spend. You'd rather put it into ads, you'd rather put it into SEO, you'd rather put it into expertise, because you can then get specific experts who can come in and tell you, this is where you go, this is what you do, and it'll tide you over for, a quarter, a year, however long you need to get to where you need to get to, so that the primary effort, the primary expense goes to the business.